Hello and welcome, everyone. Hello, Laura, you're here. Thank goodness. I was just enjoying a bit of Robbie Williams in the background there. He sings about so much like masculine stuff. He's got the masculine persona down pat, and I really enjoy. Now I'm a bit older. I'm enjoying his songs much more than what I did when there were pop songs in my time. So when I was a young man. So how's that for progress?
Amazing. I actually understand that. I was actually listening to the words. I'm like, what an amazing song.
Yeah.
But I was like, could you see me? I was like, hands in the air. No.
Unfortunately, we can't live stream it. That's the problem, because it's that thing, but it does get us all running, and gets that, because I've listened to it, because he's got so many masculine songs about men's experiences that captures, the story of manhood and his transition. Like, I mean, he was in Take That, I think, in the boy band, right? So good on you, Robbie. You're well before your time, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Well, Laura, I'm going to jump into my presentation, if you like, and I'm going to call you back on in a minute. I just want to do a quick introduction and cover the logistics side of things, and we'll go from there. See you soon. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming. Here's a little short introduction for our presentation today. I'm going to start off with the why. Fathers, the reason why I created the evolution of fatherhood and connected it to the rise of the AI in fatherhood is that I feel like there's a space for fathers to, where they should support each other, in this transition to AI technology to foster collaborative learning. So I'm here as a beacon, if you like, new AI era, right? We want to share knowledge. We've got the Facebook page, we've got the Instagram accounts, and we're running our retreat in September, which is amazing. And the great, amazing, I keep saying amazing, Laura LaRocca will be at that event as well. So we're really stoked about that. So here we are creating a collaborative space for our fatherhood and AI. Last week, we went through the importance of being early adapters to AI. I've got this AI, page up. This has been from my experience, being a drone operator for 6 or 7 years now. I was developing 3D videos back in 2000 and printed rig that held 6 GoPros in it, and the AI software that stitched all that video together to make it one spheric video, which was pretty cool. It was being developed at the time. We were just like using the products and giving them telemetry back, giving them feedback on how to use the products. And I talked about how we had a robot at our events where we would have this double robotic video conferencing robot coming around inside our events, where he would run up and down the aisles and he would talk to people, and we would operate him from the back of the room or from the stage. And he just had an iPad for a head and wheels, and he used to just go and find his way around the event, which was hilarious in itself. But it was loads of fun. We used to do all this crazy stuff at the events. We even used to fly drones around inside the big conference halls. We fly drones around, and sheets of paper would fly everywhere from the downdraft from the drones. But that was what we did when we did the early adapters. So that was the opportunity to really get in at the grassroots level of AI and see it before it all gets kind of compartmentalized, where it's you can't do this, you can't do that, rules and legislation, all that stuff came in after that. So we were lucky enough to get through some amazing things and testing before it all became legislative, and we're still here to prove it, right? We're still alive. And the 3D printing, the leap motion, and the brain controlled helicopter that we used to develop, that we developed as well. So there you go. That gives me a permission to talk to you about AI today, right? Now, about parenthood, this gives me permission to talk about parenthood. This is the thing. I've got 3 sons. One is turning 30 in October. My older son's 30, my middle one's 28, and my young son Elkie, that's here with me today, he's 11. So it's kind of like I've got having these runs on the boards gives you permission to talk about parenthood as well, right? So I feel like I'm still really good friends with both the mums and spouses. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey. All right, now we've got our major special guest coming on, the amazing, incredible Miss Laura LaRocca. Hello.
Wow, the incredible, the one and only. How are you? How are you, Shane?
I'm fantastic. I'm actually really stoked. Like I every time you come, even in my vicinity, I get like a doubling of my energy for some reason. It must be you've got this energy that just boosts people, I think. You know,
nice. People like you, free energy. So anyway, let's get into it.
Well, I just thought there's a little graphic that I wanted to show you first, because I know you're here to talk about what women want, but it's what AI wants.
Yes.
It's also the same thing.
What AI wants. No, really, I'm so intrigued, and I'm so excited to learn more about the whole AI thing. I mean, I'm not scared of it. I'm not, I suppose I don't know what I don't know. And I'm sure if you were to ask me, I would probably go, no, I don't use any AI. No.
Yeah, exactly right. I think I think the whole point is that we already are using AI in many, many, many different ways. It's just that it's not being it's not a prerequisite to know that you're using AI before you use it. So it's like, there's it's the fear of the unknown. That's part of the collaborative that we're trying to establish here. We're going to teach you how, the basics of what AI is and to embrace it as much as you can, because being an early adapter, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago and today. So let's plant a tree that may grow into a big oak with AI.
Adapt or become extinct. Is that right? Something like that.
That's almost like the AI robots are going to kill us, but yes, I agree.
Anyway, so you're here because you want me to tell you what women want, right?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you know that I've had a sex change. So when I was a man, now as a woman, I think I can sort of, but I remember as a man, all I wanted was respect. No, I'm joking. All women, I believe, and I mean, I'm no expert, and I'm, clearly not, but I think, when it comes down to, we all want, yes, I think women just want love, and men want to be respected. I mean, don't get me wrong, as a woman, of course, I want to feel respect. I want to feel respected, of course, who doesn't? And of course, as a man, you want to feel love. But I think it's how, I think it all depends on where you are also in your life. Or, I know after my divorce, I was like, I don't want love. I just want respect. Give me some respect. I don't want to stay away love. It depends on how, I suppose, healed your heart is. But, ultimately, I think us women, we just want to feel love. And when he feels respected, he loves us more. I know it sounds really simple, but and there's, of course, there's so many layers. I'm sure I'm going to have people going, oh my God, who is this woman? Look, I love women, I love men. You know what I mean? I'm no feminist. I'm just a very loving human being. So I know everyone's going to have their own opinion, but I truly believe it's that sort of simple. When he feels respected, when she feels loved, she respects him, because it's just like, and then it's just this like a circle. And I think where it sort of stops, and gets like clinched is where there's, us women can be, at times a bit criticizing and a bit sort of naggy, it's only because we know better. Yeah. But the man doesn't hear it like that. The man hears it like, that you're being disrespected, because it's, and sort of, but anyway, but do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but I coming from a context of that, I believe that understanding it in this way helps us create a business work-life balance, right? It's kind of like, if we can understand what the other part of us wants, then it becomes easier for us to you know, to manage that situation and have the tools that we need to you know, create the, you know, the harmony that we want, right? So I've got some other things coming on too, that they have the most amazing relationships in it, and they put it down to this balance that you're talking about. When I heard you say it the first time, I thought, yes, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to talk about.
Yes, please. I want you to, you know, I respect you enough to want to learn from you more about AI without feeling like I'm a numbnut that doesn't understand or doesn't know.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I know for a fact that you're no numbnut, and I know that you're like a blazing talented person that sometimes does have a way of, you know, downgrading, but that you know, your amazing importance into this. And I've just seen you in motion so many times that I just go, and I get the benefits of it a lot as well, where I just get this boost of energy when I'm around you. But I guess if that's a normal occurrence that happens for you, then it becomes like commonplace, and you don't really see it like that. You just say, well, I just do this. That's what I do, right? It's not it's not something that I do. So yeah, just you know, when, and maybe, you know, in our future self, when we're looking back on this recording and going, you know, what we wanted to talk about during this session today, you know, we would get a little bit of an insight into how, you know, where we were at the time when we started to delve into this, you know, world of how we can enhance our lives with AI, and how finding this balance, you know, the you know, the foundations of the relationship with a balance, and how that's always got to start. It doesn't matter how much you know about AI and how the software will help us enhance us. But if we don't have the foundation in place, like the understanding, like you just explained, then we're in trouble. Then you're built on sand, right? I don't know. We can just go with it. What do you want to do? I can ask you a series of questions if you want, but I mean, I want you to just tell me about your experience about this situation, and maybe you could share a little bit about what you're afraid of with AI, and if that's, if anything of that, you know, personalized experience that might get lost in the AI experience with having, you know, relationship tool. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I wouldn't exactly say I'm scared. I mean, you know, like I said, I don't know what I don't know. So sometimes, yeah, that can come across as, and I think, I don't know whether it's just me, or, you know, there's probably other people. If I don't get something from the start, like when it sort of first comes out and I actually grow with it, and I feel like I've already missed the boat, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just get the essentials, or I'll understand just enough that I need to know that, you know, yeah, it's not a fear. It's almost like I don't really know where to begin. You know, I don't know really what to, not to be, yeah.
Okay.
Where to sort of, I mean, like, I'm sure, I'm sure, you know, I've used it, but I don't know. I'm sure I could be doing more. I'm sure I could be using more.
Yeah.
And probably the reason why I don't use more, maybe it's out of I don't know, what's the word? I wouldn't say lazy, because you're gonna tell me what apps I need, please. You have to get sorted.
Well, I'm thinking that we could probably start right now. Like, you know how you're on Zoom right this moment, right? And sometimes inside Zoom preferences, when I know you don't need it very much, but for me, the little tool that goes in your Zoom that cleans up your appearance, you know, it says, you know, make you look better.
Really? You mean to say I could be looking much better than this? You tell me now.
Well, I said you don't need it, right? But there is inside Zoom, there's built-in AI that's technology, right? So there's in the preferences, you can go into preferences, and then you can go to, I don't know, touch up my appearance, and you slide. It's a little slide bar. You can turn it right off, or you can slide it back up. But you know, I look like, you know.
Are you touched up at the moment?
I'm touched up at the moment, Laura, and I'll admit it. I'm about halfway. I mean, I don't have to go all the way, but I'm about halfway on my touch up.
So I have seen what you're talking about, but I'm going to do it anyway. So backgrounds and effects, is that the one?
Yeah, but it's different on an iPad because I know you're not using your phone. You're using your iPad, right? So the settings are a little bit different on PC or computer, right? So but that's just one little example, right? But I'll go through some examples if you don't mind about, how we can do that, right? So I'll jump back into this presentation.
Okay. So you got it. Oh.
Yeah.
No, you got it. Awesome.
Did you find it? Did you find your touch-up tool?
No, I didn't find it. I can't.
Okay.
I just
I'm going to keep watching you. Okay. So Laura, the software that I want to point out today is like a these are apps that have been developed with AI in mind to enhance your experience as a couple. Okay. Paired is a great little app, and it's like when you're in a relationship, it prompts you to have daily conversations with your partner. So it gives you puzzles and quizzes to do together. So you're sort of constantly reminded that you need to be working on this, collective together, so that you're always pairing up to do stuff, right? So it's a great concept, and it's becoming really, really popular. And I saw the Google App Store. It was like, it had like 4 stars. It was like, it's cruising along with its notoriety at the moment. So it's really, really good. For me, this is another one, like good budget. This is a great tool if you want to have a joint mortgage finances. But the beauty of it is that you can sync it across multiple apps. So you can have it with your partner, and you can see your financials together in real time, or make a break, because I think that, we all want security, right? And we all have different, opinions about getting there. And when a relationship breaks down, it's because they, sometimes they have a different opinion of how to get that financial security, right? So, very important app. Lasting is a marriage counseling app that's in your pocket. So it provides, an accessible way to strengthen your relationship. But because if anybody, and that's another thing, if you've ever been to couples counseling, it costs a mint. And especially like, if you're in like one of the Western countries, like, if you're in Bali, like we are, we would probably go to a Balinese healer or somebody that would have like some sort of healing and work on your person stuff. There's not a lot of, collective working on the relationship. It's more like if the Balinese culture itself is around, singularity, not being single, working on the individual rather than working on the collective of the family itself. There is parts of it, but it's, the marriage counseling here is more about, working on the individual, which is true enough too, right? But it's expensive, right? If you're in Australia or anywhere, the couples counseling can be really expensive as well. And, and both people have got to want to do it. So if you've got an app that can do that, and you can sort of test the water and, see if it's going to work as another tool to see if it, something that can work together. And the one that I really love at the end, and because we talked about this the other week, is about this nudge, which is it's the love languages book, but it's turned into an app. So you can sort of like do the test on the app, and then you get a work out what is your love language. And what is your love language, Laura? Would you
yeah, my number one is what do you call it, quality time.
Quality time, yeah.
And then physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at that one. I don't know if that's just the example. Mine's basically the opposite of that. The other way around is flipped over. Yeah, my last is gifts. Gifts are really,
yes,
no,
yes.
Not
That's not my readout. That's just like an image that's supplied from. Right? Yeah, that's not me on there. No. Mine's like a little bit private because I like to keep these things a little bit private. But there you go. But that's it, right? Imagine having a, like even with your children or, balancing relationships, knowing what their love language is, right? Because I know millions and millions of people around the world know that they've read the love language book. But not everyone would know. Overlay it together and see, where I can really, be connected to this person with knowing what their love language is. And I don't know, many people don't know this little secret about you and me as well, Laura, is that we're actually born on the same day, the same everything, right? So we're always looking for similarities, like we're twins. Well, twins from different parents, but yeah, same birthday, same day, same hour, same everything, right? From incredible. Anyway, so that makes us our relationship even more.
That's a bit
But I was just listening to your love language was quality time and touch, one too, right? That's exactly what mine is. Mine's
really?
I'm quality time and touch as well. Yeah. Incredible, right? So there you go. All right. So these are some of the utilizing it AI benefits, right? So relationship assessment, AI algorithms that have been developed online for many years, decades now. And the data through your relationship that can, early stages of your relationship and you're in the love phase, those understanding of what are the red flags, what are the things that we need to be concerned about with our particular relationship mix, right? Because it's what we are together that's the most important thing, rather than who we are as separate people, right? When it comes to the relationship. Communication enhancement, chat bots and visual assistants, meaningful conversation to help improve, between you and your spouse. That's an important part, right? Like, so you can send like voice messages, right? You can record your voice on WhatsApp, send it to your partner and say a question, so you don't know. For me as a man, what happens is that Laura, I tend to, like, if I'm in trouble, like I'm having to question something, I kind of isolate a little bit to understand myself. I go into myself to try and work out what it is that's going on for me. So with relationship coaching, it's kind of like you got an answer in your pocket. Because when you search for Google, it gives you a whole stack of stuff you've got to filter through all that stuff, right? But if it's with relationship coaching, the AI is actually opposed to what you're actually going through, right? It's like it's more specific to you. So it's like a better understanding of yourself. You get a better answers for yourself, right? So shared experiences, AI can help curate and recommend activities for your partner. So if you've got somebody, it's like you've got a counselor, a relationship coach in the background saying, you guys should be camping this weekend, or you should be, doing this, you need to spend more time together, or whatever it is. I mean, some people might find that a little bit intrusive, but I find that, what I'm thinking is that if you've got a tool that reminds you, at least you're a little bit conscious of it. It's not like you're going to get a year down the track and go, oh my God, we didn't spend enough time together and now the relationship's over, right? You've got something there that will remind you of because you put the preferences in as well. You teach the AI what you want, and then it just replays to you at certain times to remind you to do things. Emotional support, yes, again, when my being myself and isolating myself sometimes, and that's if you've got an emotional AI powered chatbot that you say to what's the best way to if I've got reflux or something like a thing, but it's caused by stress, and they address the stress as well as the symptom of the reflux, right? So it's kind of, you can ask a multi-layered question, whereas when you go on to Google, it's difficult to in its translation. It doesn't pick up the difference between the two, right? It doesn't get the multi-layers in it. So you can ask the AI that as well. But it's like a chatbot. It's like this is the layman's terms of what is happening in AI. So you're understanding what is actually AI is doing. So, and this might prompt you to use it a little bit more, because I know that your iPhone 4 or whatever it is that you have, it has like a it does have Siri on there. So I think I'm pretty sure you'll be able to use it still. I don't know what brand your phone is, but I always have a dig at you, because I know you're upgrading your phone now, so it's all good. So the gloves are off with the AI part, with the new devices coming. So back to the tip of the week. It's basically a voice assistant, right? So I'm explaining the voice assistant to you as it's not just a voice from God. Okay, it's not connected to the internet trying to change your mind about anything. So the voice assistant, just think of the analogy, think of a voice assistant as a virtual personal assistant, like having your own digital secretary, right? And then with a real life example, just like you can ask a real assistant to set reminders, you can ask yourself a question or play your favorite song or request an assistant or a voice assistant to use AI to understand your voice commands, right? So with Google Home and, they listen to your voice, not just what you're saying, but the tone of your voice as well. So it's like you're teaching the AI how to listen to you, right? So the more you teach it to listen to you, the more it understands. It goes for security as well. So if somebody's into your home and they say, what's a combination of the safe or whatever, they're not, the AI is not going to let, the AI is not going to hear their voice. They're going to say, no, that's not Laura's voice, right? So it's sort of, you're teaching it to understand you in a personalized sort of way. It doesn't take somebody else's voice and say, that's your voice, right? So that's like a common thing. That's what the voice, it's quite simple, right?
Yeah.
Do you use voice prompting?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So if there was a homework for next week or homework for that, you can
find it easier just to,
type it out.
I mean, I remember when it all first came out, and it's an iPhone 3. Thank you very much. No, I remember when it all first came out. For fun, and it was a bit of novelty. And I mean, like I said, I've grown up with a father that has like 15 years ago had a 3D printer, constantly got computers all over the place opened up, and he's just, out of just curiosity opening it. But so what's my homework anyway? What do I have to do?
Oh, well, no, just start using your voice prompt. Use Siri. Just like instead of searching on Google, just say, okay, Siri, can you find me, an AI tool that can help?
I couldn't say. So she can't say if I need her or not. So anyway, okay, hang on.
Oh, yes. This is fun to ask you a dad joke.
Are you feeling love from me? I don't have an answer for that. We'll see. No, I don't know why I can't hear it. It's just giving it to me in text. Or maybe you can, anyway.
To chat as well.
Oh, okay.
So just wipe up for a little. Anyway, for homework, I can go through it with you a little bit as well. Like I just feel that ease with it. Okay, good thinking in the direction that it feels like, where other people may help a bit for you, Laura, because I know